Good evening, everybody. August 29th, 2021. Bitcoin is so far following this path that I laid out last night. If this is the case where we've got the A, the B, and then we're making a C down right now, we would expect that C wave to have 5 waves within it. Typically that's what happens, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is 1 and this is 2 right here. It's pretty hard to make out how this would be 5 waves down on the micro, but I think it's a pretty solid assumption that if this is the case where we're making the C wave down, then that is the 1 and that's the 2 within that. So that being said, we can then make some assumptions here as far as where each of the next legs is going to go. So we should see this next leg that's happening right now break this low and accelerate down into this region of about 56.4 to 56.9. I'm going to make that green for support. Okay, so there's our first little box. From there, if it follows the fib extensions that it should, we'll get a little bounce up into the 47.5 to 47.9 region right here, and then from there we'll get our final push down, which would take us into the 46.1 to 45.7 region. So if you recall, I've been looking for 46K to be kind of our key here, and what this means is that we should probably see 1, 2, maybe the shallow end of each one of these get hit. So 3 there, 4 here, and then 5 to the shallow end just there at 46.175 in order to complete this C wave, right? I had the C wave down here at the extension of A to B, which is 45,400, sorry, as kind of the ideal extension for that. But anywhere in this green box that I have right here is fine for C. So it can certainly end in this box, and it could certainly end right around 46K there. So anywhere in here, 45.7 to 46, I'm going to be looking for the end of this basically to happen. And as I said last night, it makes a lot of sense that this might come down here and do a double bottom sort of thing right here around 46K before we proceed upwards. So this is looking promising to play out. Obviously, overnight action could certainly negate this. If we break above this high or above this high, then all of this goes out the window. But at the moment, this is looking like a fairly good assumption of what the path is going to be. So that's what I'm looking for. I think based on this, I'm leaning towards that then being the bottom. Even if it breaks 46K, if it holds right here at 45.7, then I think we're okay to say that that is the end of the correction and we can go up from there. If we break down below that, then we're going to have to start thinking about the lower targets a little bit more seriously, which would be down here in this 40 to 42K range. But like I said, for the moment, I'm going to go ahead and assume that 45.7 and above is good for us to complete, especially if this completes in this fashion where we actually follow this. If we follow that pretty precisely, then that's a really good sign that this is in fact our C wave down, and we can be finished then with the correction in that area. So gonna just slightly modify what I've been saying all along, which was 46K, and make that 45.7 instead. If we stay above 45.7, then I will assume that correction is going to be over there. So that's pretty much the update on Bitcoin. Let's see what the overnight action brings for us, and go from there. I am still sitting on about 40% cash here, and I'll be looking to fill get some spot longs again, or spot buys on Bitcoin back in this area around 46K or down slightly below 46K after this little dead cat bounce happens. So, but I'll certainly be filling up here if we spike down into this area on this third wave. I'll be buying some, not all. I'll probably reserve, I don't know, 20% of my cash just in case it goes below, and I may decide to stop out of some of those new buys if it breaks below like 45, or if it has a sustained break below here, or if the price action for some reason gives me another indication that that it's going to break down further. I might stop out of my new buys in these areas in anticipation of going lower, but for the moment that is my plan, is just to buy spot in these areas down here closer to 46. All right, everybody, have a good night. Let's see where we are in the morning.